with current to date, it's obviously gonna be a Black Frieza at the top. Then I would give it to Goku. Then it's a fight between Broly and Vegeta for 3, but they're between 3 and 4. So those are your 2 right there. And then the last one, I don't even want to give it to Gohan.
I knew he wasn't gonna do
it. but due to certain circumstances, I might put him in my 5th spot. Oh. But that's my list.
Oh, that's that good shit.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ooch. I'm here with my brother Ooch and the homie Kai, and we are back once again. How y'all doing today? Boys, children of all ages, the trifecta is here. What's happening, folks? Your favorite podcast, back again, once again, with another episode 74. That's, I say this every time. I literally do, because I feel like we're getting closer and closer to like our 100th episode. I know that's like far away, not too far at least, but I like treating every episode like it is its own milestone, low key. Cause just like, damn, we're at 74 now. Next week, damn, we're at 75 now. That's a quarter. That's 3/4 right there. You know what I'm saying? Oh. So, anyways, let's see how we're doing today, brother Oosh. How you doing today, sir?
Good. Got out of work. Got a little schmoody, John. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And we're doing good. We're doing good. We can get started though. Chilling.
All right, Mr. Kai-san, how you doing today, sir?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I think I might actually, ironically, I might be a day ahead of you because I went and got my milkshake yesterday. So I was chilling, going around, doing everything I needed to. But yeah, today,
nice.
Today. I mean, it just barely got to the afternoon, so it's been a good morning so far. Woke up a little late and got some sleep for once, so it's been chill.
That's what's up. So yeah, we out here, guys. Like I mentioned, we're almost at 100. We're almost at 1,000 subs. So make sure you guys are hitting that sub button, as well as the like when you're sharing, subscribing, all that stuff, leaving your comments, because we had hella comments from last week. So shout out to all the engagement from you guys, and whether it was good or bad, whatever, we appreciate all of the feedback and whatnot, because all feedback better than no feedback. Keep it real. And yeah, make sure you guys are checking out the Patreon, because we do have a Patreon page. It's at Full Power Podcast. All the links are going to be in the description right below. If you have a comment, question, concern, business inquiry, or fan art, make sure you guys are hitting us up at fullpowerpod@gmail.com. That's fullpowerpod@gmail.com, as well as our Twitter. Make sure you're following us. We're almost at 100 on there too, so shout outs. I feel like our episode count is almost up to our follower count on Twitter, which is weird and random and funny at the same time. So it is what it is. I just figured I'd shout that out. But yeah, so hit us up on Twitter as well. So again, all the links in the description are going to be in the description. So make sure you guys are checking us out everywhere. So another episode, another day in the Dragon Ball fandom, where we have no new anything right now outside of video games, outside of, comments, whether they're head ass or not. A lot of theories, a lot of wishful thinking, a lot of memes, right? But nothing really on the official side, unless you're really following the Super Dragon Ball Hero stuff, which that ain't official. Hate to burst your bubble, but it's not, right? Random fly, and the last episode that came out for that, I literally forgot to watch, and I did say, I'm like, yo, when the next one comes out, people let me know. Nobody let me know. So no one cares. No one cares about Super Dragon Ball Heroes. So yeah, all right, so the one thing I specifically wanted to bring up, that if you guys remember from a few episodes back, this was a question that I said I was going to bring back up later, but we kind of got sidetracked with all this Gohan shenanigans, right? Well, don't worry. It doesn't have anything to do with Gohan. Thank God for once, right? And this time, this is a question I have for Kai, specifically. What?
The face.
Why?
I'm scared.
All right, don't be scared.
Okay.
Cause listen, you know me, and you know when it comes to when it comes to our differences, we always talk it out. We have a better understanding of each other. Okay? Yeah. So
Of
no
course.
pressure. So I figured this would be a good time to talk about this man because there's nothing else going on, right?
Okay.
So I remember you saying that you did not fuck with Future Trunks.
Oh man.
And as somebody who, for a very long period of time, that was my favorite number one character until Broly officially became a canonical character in the main story. Trunks had that spot, all right? But now, obviously, like I said, Broly took that over, and now Trunks is at the very high number 2 seat for me. So when you said that you didn't fuck with Future Trunks at all, growing up, like back then, like not now, like then, I was like, what? So I want to know why.
I didn't think he was he felt very out of place. I'll put it like that. Like I obviously like the concept of, you know, like a future Saiyan like coming back to try to, you know, like the whole time travel thing, change the past, make everything better, save Goku, save everybody, you know, that's a cool concept. But as far as like the character Trunks was concerned, he was like, for me, my thoughts back then was that he was too far out there. Like he didn't match any of the rest of the Saiyans that seemed to be like, they all had like a similar design, they all like fought a similar way. This nigga had a sword. I was like, these people can literally break swords on their foreheads. Like I don't know. It was it was
Goku did that too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like,
the one finger.
yeah, exactly. So shit like that. I was just kind of like, yeah. First things first, man's got to lose the sword, because he already like he cut Frieza up. Like man's literally chopped him up. But at the same time, it was still a blast that finished him.
Oh, see, Brandon.
So yeah,
so we're fans.
Yeah. That shit was
Come on,
clean
man.
though. I'm not gonna lie. The way that shit was animated, that shit definitely looked clean. But I don't know. I didn't like Trunks. I didn't like his sword. I didn't like his hair. I didn't like his clothes.
See, I fucked with his sword. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because
I thought the way he
was
used it
different.
was cool for sure. I thought that like when he used it, he fucking got it. The way he just sheathed it by just dropped it in. That shit was clean.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I felt like, you know, weapons in Dragon Ball is just, it just hasn't been it so far. And you know, take a look. However many decades later, we got gas conjuring shit. That's still not it.
So I can okay, so all right. So that makes a little
But
bit more
he
sense.
looked cool as fuck when he was using it. Don't get me wrong. Like he definitely had the sword play. Pause.
So hold on.
Had to say
So
it.
when all right. So and again, just as to preface, this is your thoughts as you were watching him debut for
As a
like
child,
first time
yeah.
as a kid. Okay. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
did he grow on you at some point?
Slightly, and it was only when he tried to go Broly.
Oh, so the Ikari form.
This is
Yeah.
are you
In the
talking
Goku
about
Black
when
arc.
he grew his hair, like in the hyperbolic time chamber shit?
Oh, you talking
That
about that? Oh, you talking? Oh,
Yeah,
talking
because
about that
we're
one.
talking old times. We're talking
Yeah, old
Z.
time.
Okay.
That was when I liked his long hair.
Yeah.
After that, like once he came out the hyperbolic time chamber, he was a changed man.
Exactly, and I was there for it because he donned the suit, he got the new look, and he had a
Yeah.
new attitude and shit. So I was like, okay,
he didn't-
I might
he
be
didn't
able to
use the
fuck
sword
with this
that time.
Trunks. Exactly, he got rid of it. So I was like, okay, he's moving up. He's moving. Like for me, like that's what I wanted to see. So I was starting to be there for Trunks.
All right. See, I'm all right with that. See, those are sound reasons, and I can do you one better. That's comparable to this, right? So, and this is a weird comparison, but hear me out. So a lot of times, like you guys already know, I don't really fuck with a lot of like what if scenarios when it comes down to like outer series comparisons. And what I mean by that is like when you have like you say Goku versus Naruto, for example. right? I don't like those conversations because they're structurally built different, right? Like there's so many things that go on in this universe that doesn't happen in this universe and vice versa. So to put them against each other is just kind of pointless to me. And so when I would see people say like Naruto versus Bleach, where it was like Naruto versus Ichigo more specifically, to me, I was like, why would you do that? Because Bleach is a show where everyone's using weapons. Everyone, right? And yeah, Naruto, they have weapons, but I feel like Naruto is probably more like known for the ninjutsu and the, you know, all the different types of jutsu that they do and everything about it. Like, yes, they got the kunai and the shurikens, and you know, they some characters got swords. It's a lot that's going on in Naruto. I guess a better comparison would be like Dragon Ball Z versus Bleach, where it was like Goku versus Ichigo. I'm like, again, why would you do that? Because like, yeah, even though Goku had a power pole, he had it in Dragon Ball. He don't use that no more. That's not a part of his shindig anymore, right? That's not really a thing in Dragon Ball as much, period. It's like 90% of Dragon Ball overall from No Z all the way to where Super is at right now, and even GT if you want to throw that in there. 90% of it, the characters are using fists and feet. You know what I'm saying? Their heads, you know, they're using beams and shit. And so that's why I was like, this is weird. Like I that's why I don't like doing those types of comparison conversations. So going back to Trunks now for you, I'm imagining you and you're seeing like a show where everyone's throwing hands and throwing freaking beams and ki blasts and all this shit and fucking like we're doing all sorts of shit, and then next thing you know, this dude coming in, he looks completely different and he's using a sword, right?
Pull up with a crop top and a sword. I'm like, womp womp.
Yeah, for you, yeah, I can understand if that threw you off, and then thus like you didn't really like fuck with the character as much per se as like we did, and that I can respect, because like you like thematically in your mind you was like, this is what I'm expecting to see. Like I'm expecting to see fighting warriors, even though Trunks obviously fought. He defeated Frieza and King Cold, right? But despite that, he didn't fit the script, right? And I get that, but for
and
me,
yeah, that's another reason why I said for me, like I thought that my favorite version of Trunks was Kid Trunks, because I started off not fucking with him, and I eventually like saw him come out the chamber, a changed man, and I was like, all right, I can fuck with this. And then they kind of just did a whole time skip, and then I saw him as a kid, and I'm like, okay, this kid's stronger than the one we saw before. I like the way he looks. Like he had a nice fit. I like his version of Super Saiyan hair. Like I feel like they tried to keep that like rage one, because he had it all spiky and everything. I was like, okay, I can rock with that. And then him and Goten, like forget it. Once they became Gotenks, it was a wrap. It was a total fucking wrap.
I really kind of hope they don't fuck them up. Like
I really do too.
Like because I hope they grow into something, like more than like I hope they become developed into the story more, because we barely see them little fucking niggas.
Yeah, that's true. I hope the same thing. But yeah, like that's a great comparison, even just comparing the two Trunkses, because Future Trunks, obviously his come up was completely different.
Right.
And he did not learn Super Saiyan until Gohan died. And even though he was starting to learn it, he still couldn't like grasp onto it fast enough to be like of some sort of help to even maybe prevent Gohan from dying. That would be a really cool what if scenario. If Trunks did not, like if Gohan did not die and they were able to kind of like defend themselves and protect each other, so that way it would have been like Trunks and Gohan going back to helping the other ones. That would have been interesting, but that's a whole nother thing. But then like, and then seeing how this the current Trunks, Kid Trunks, he comes up. And you know what's funny? That Trunks went Super Saiyan before Future Trunks did.
No sword.
Wild. No sword, right? No sword. I mean, the sword didn't really even come into play for Future Trunks like like after the fact, even.
Yeah.
So I feel like his sword was an accessory, obviously, but he used it. But when you think about Trunks in his story, he literally was, he was like, you always see him without it, and then it was right until he left, that's when he had it. So it was like, oh, okay, like he's just about to pull up like a gangster. Like,
That's why I like the Wrath of the Dragon movie so much. That's one of the reasons I like that movie so much.
That's
is
a
because
great movie.
it gave some fucking like story for that shit, and I was just kind of like, damn, like I liked it. It showed everything. It still had Kid Trunks in it too, so it's like it showed the grow up process, even though different timelines, so it doesn't quite fit. But it is what it is, right? At the time, it seemed like a really good way to answer that question.
right?
Tapion.
Yeah, shout out to Tapion.
Shout out to Tapion.
And that's funny because I remember us talking about this forever ago, right? And
Yeah.
and it was almost like heartbreaking for you because I was just like, dude, movies are not fucking canon. And so they did that. I'm like, they didn't have to do that. Like, and then like what didn't make, so what, as a kid watching that, what doesn't help our brains at the time, we're trying to fucking absorb all this information, is that we think everything's all right back then.
Right.
So then when we see a scene like that, a Kid Trunks, and we already know a future Trunks exists, and we see Tapion give the sword to Kid Trunks, but then the end credits roll, and they show the scenes of future Trunks killing freaking Mecha Frieza, bro, I was like,
In confusion.
what exactly? I was like, what is happening? But yeah, adulting, growing up, and then I was just like, damn, that's they didn't have to do any of that. They probably did that to fuck with people, realistically.
They probably didn't even know what they was fucking putting in the credits.
Yeah, they just didn't know.
No, in Dragon Ball, bro.
I guess, yeah, that's a good way to also put it too. But yeah, I mean, Trunks for me has always been like one of the coolest characters ever. Like like for all the reasons that you pointed out, it was like the opposite for me. He stuck out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this guy is so fucking cool. He is like the illest character. The fact that he came from the future, the fact that he was already a Super Saiyan, like his background story, tough as hell. And then because of his influence and involvement, he helped out their whole shit, like, actually last so that they could have a different future than what he had. And I think that shit is fire. And the fact that they bring him back in Super was also OD. In your arc, nonetheless, right? So, gotta give credit to my man Trunks, cause he
Gotta give credit to the big sinner.
Yeah, committing those time crimes.
Time crimes.
the time crimes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Brand, do you have anything else to add when it comes to the Trunks, this Trunks love and?
Wait. I wanna wrap up that real quick because I just realized something funny because like the reaction I had as a kid when I saw Trunks is just kind of like, what is this man doing here? Like, somebody get this man out of here.
Okay.
Oh man. Yeah.
Nah, but
go ahead, Brand.
I mean, I don't really have anything negative to say about his character. Like the way he came in, off the fucking Capsule Corporation's fucking what we call it, the time machine.
Yeah.
the time machine. Yeah. I felt like he was a good part of the story, especially in the grow up part of Z. And then he transitioned as a character. He had a little development there, right, as we kind of spoke about after the time chamber and everything like that. But I fucked with Trunks like from beginning to end, to be honest. So like I ain't really got much bad to say about him.
Word.
I mean, like, he's chilling. He's chilling as a character.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. So that's why I was just like, hearing him say like he did not fuck with Trunks, I was like, oh my god, like heartbroken.
Okay, that's the Goku Black in me. I just couldn't fuck with Trunks, man. I'm sorry.
It is what it is. Listen, at least see, and that's the thing, guys. Okay, constructive criticism. Okay, we literally we like to be critical, analyze all different things. And listen, I respect Kai's opinion because he had reasons.
Yeah, nah. I mean, the sword debate in itself is acceptable. Like, you know, it is what it is.
And it was more aesthetically than anything else. Like, did Kai shit on his ability? No. They didn't even power scale. That part doesn't matter. It was why he didn't fuck with him. Oh, because he didn't fit. He stuck out like a sore thumb. Man had long hair. Man had a sword. What the fuck are you using a sword for? It's not Bleach. What the fuck we doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I was thinking, like, no one needs to use a sword. Why does he need to use a sword? Like,
yeah. No, and but here's the thing, right? Like, and notice how he started to fuck with him more once he started blending in better. Because he did not stick with that outfit the whole time. Soon as the Android saga started kicking off and they started training, Mans had the Saiyan armor. Mans lost the sword. His hair grew longer. And why do you think I have long hair? That's one of the reasons. That's one of the fucking reasons, okay? Him and Jeff Hardy, my Hardy boys. All right, when I was a kid, I used to think long hair was the shit. That's why I got long hair now. Boom. Trunks was one of those fucking reasons. You can't deny that shit. I'm like, oh, this man coming in with the freaking purple. Now it's blue. Whatever. Whatever. So, are there any speaking of comments, are there any comments y'all want to point out from last week that we had to further address or just to talk about in general?
Yeah, I'll start us off.
All right, let's go.
This is a quick one from Cancerian Stargazer.
Hey.
He says, Toriyama is the only creator who I do not listen to. This man stays forgetting about everything in his stories. He stays forgetting about characters. He forgot Saiyan Tails. My man forgot Super Saiyan 2. This man cannot be trusted.
Congratulations, Stargazer. Not only are you a real one.
Comment of the week. Burr, 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 burr.
We don't got a fucking moron.
And then Kronos, our boy Kronos commented under it. He said he's the definition of I made something so good even I cannot be trusted with it.
Thank you, Kronos, for being a real one.
That was
Appreciate
funny.
it. Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad that we're not the only 3 people on this planet.
Dude, seriously.
Yeah, that they know. We know what to buy into and what to leave on the fucking shelf. Put it that way. So
it's crazy too, because you know how much I love Dragon Ball. You know how much all 3 of us love Dragon Ball. The fuck? That's how we got here in the first place. But
exactly,
it's crazy because like I remember the more like obviously I love Super and I've never been more hyped than when Super was airing, right? Because that shit was crazy.
Oh.
But thinking about it like more and more, like the more Dragon Ball content that came out, like since after Super, I mean, I guess since after Super's end, because you know the manga kept going and shit. But the more content we get, the more I'm just kind of looking at this and my smile's fading. I'm like, what the fuck am I reading? Like, like yo, I love this shit so much, and it's just like I feel like it's just going down, and I'm like, fuck. Yeah. I'd hate for it to live long enough to see it be bad.
How many times have we talked about that?
I know. Like I don't want it to end, but I don't want it to be bad. So it's like it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
Animes that end bad are the worst animes.
And that's why Frieza needs to finish this.
It actually crushes my soul and spirit and mind.
Soul, spirit, mind.
Like,
SSM.
Yeah.
The whole mix.
Like the amount of damage they do, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Spiritual damage.
Spiritual damage.
Spiritual damage. Yeah, that shit sucks. That is probably that. You know what? I will side note really quick on that just to emphasize. Listen, guys, this could be an extra episode in and of itself, which actually it will be. Okay, but I'll give y'all a little something.
I'm asleep.
Listen, anime or no, not even just anime, movies, anything, media. If it has a shitty end, or if the end is just bad, then it's almost as if like you feel like you've wasted your time.
Right.
And that is a big problem. But again, you want to hear more about it? Check us out on the extras, okay? Because we'll talk more about that one. Because I know there's examples we can go over.
Nah, there should be. We should probably mix that into animes that don't fucking continue, but they have the fucking potential to continue, because it's like that good. Like, you know,
Berserk. Excuse me.
I would say Soul Eater.
Oh yeah, I never finished that.
I love that shit. I watched that shit like 3 times in a row. 3 seasons or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah. Or whatever, I don't even fucking know.
I told you that takes place within. I told you that takes place in Fire Force, right?
Yeah.
Or like they're in the same universe.
Yeah, universe, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, no.
Nice.
Whatchamacallit. Yeah, no. I would have to go back in my anime list, but that's a whole episode.
Hit us up, Full Power Podcast on Patreon. Hey. All right.
There is another comment.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say. Go ahead.
It's not a head ass one, so don't worry about it. But it's by Damien Felipe, whatever.
Philippi, I think.
Philippi, yeah.
Sorry for butchering.
So he said, "Ooj, do you think we might be on the verge of exploring the top 5 strongest fighters in all universes? Who's mentioned that when Goku asked about the Grand Priest, who said that he is in the top 5 but didn't mention where he is ranked? Do you think at some point we will explore that?"
I would love to, naturally, because you know that begs the question: who are the top 5 strongest in Universe 7?
But
that's really easy, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's really easy to say exactly who all 5 of those members are. So there's no debating, there's no arguing, there ain't shit.
Nah, there would be some fucking person that would put some fucking obnoxious character as in the top 5. I literally had my Universe 7 top 5 as with current to date. It's obviously gonna be a Black Frieza at the top. Then I would give it to Goku. Then it's a fight between Broly and Vegeta for 3,
wow.
But they're between 3 and 4. So those are your 2 right there. And then the last one, I don't even want to give it to Gohan.
I knew he wasn't gonna do it.
but due to certain circumstances, I might put him in my 5th spot.
Oh.
But that's my list. That's my personal list.
Yo,
I don't know who else could fit in 5.
I wanna hear Kai's.
Reasonably, Universe
right
7,
now.
if we're talking. Cause I literally, if we were talking about Universe 7 and 6, I would put fucking Jiren in my 5th spot over Gohan.
He's 11.
Or whatever, yeah, Universe. Yeah, wait, Universe 11?
Jiren is from Universe 11.
I got my shit mixed up.
Yeah.
All right, fuck it, whatever. I would put Jiren as 5.
No.
I would put Jiren.
Uchi, what is your list?
Oh, you want to hear mine?
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm not gonna lie. Brandon mixed me by mentioning Frieza, because
he super mixed me by mentioning Frieza.
Yeah, he mixed
we
me.
We have to now.
No. But he's right though. He's right.
You're right. You got
it.
Him and I were not thinking about Frieza at all.
Yeah. I didn't. And what the weird part about that is that I didn't want to count Frieza because he's the best. Like,
but he's number 1 right now.
But he is number 1, so you have to put him on the list. So like,
that's crazy.
Like if the
I forgot.
Yeah, like if the question was like geared more towards like warriors, as far as like I guess
the Z Warriors.
Yeah, then that's kind of like what I was feeling, but nah. See, Brandon took that shit verbatim, and good on you. You get fucking dinks. All right.
Yeah, for sure. I was not ready.
We're talking about overall Universe 7. We ain't specifying nothing.
Right,
We're talking
right,
about the
You
universe.
got it. You're right. We just fucked up.
100%. I'm glad I got you that smoothie. You deserve it. There you go. Fucking
That's your
sip that
victory
shit.
smoothie.
There you go. The victory smoothie. Yeah. All right.
Crazy.
Mine, Frieza, has to be.
Shit.
Has
Yeah,
to.
that
Has to
was
be
a
no.
problem.
He's a default number 1.
You're right.
He's defaulted.
You're
There's
right,
no.
you're right.
Literally, there's no argument. Put it this way. And yo, feel free in the comments. Put your top 5. Okay. If I don't see Frieza in your number 1, your shit is wrong.
You're wild. And
Like that's what I'm saying.
tested automatic.
It's automatic number 1.
Tested automatically failed.
And obviously, this goes without saying. This does not count gods and angels. Clearly.
Bro, I had my set 5
Clearly.
and he said Black Frieza and that shit said
It broke the list.
it broke
Right?
the
Yo,
list.
yo, top 5. Frieza.
I was so bro, I was so solid. I like you heard me. I was like, this is it. I know exactly who it is. He said Frieza. I was like, I was like, well, fuck. Broke my ankles.
Yeah. Nah. And
No court.
honestly, here, all right. Like, but this is the thing though. It really is, and this is like, I know this is opinionated, but it's just like, the top 4 are factual. Like, there's
Yeah.
no argument. Frieza, Goku,
He just
Vegeta, Broly.
top 5.
Yeah, like, that is it. Like, that's the top 4. Black Frieza.
Top 4. That's
Black
all that
Frieza,
matters.
Goku, Vegeta, Broly. Okay? Now, as far as number 5, you know what's crazy? Here's another one that people are not gonna want to say. Miris.
He counts?
But
He
yo,
does.
he does.
He does.
Because he's not an
does.
angel?
And honestly, it should
'Cause he
be
got fired.
it should be Black Frieza, Miris, Goku, Vegeta, Broly. That's
Yes, it should.
that's
You
the order.
You think Goku can't take Miris at this point in time?
No,
No?
dude.
Because he was an ex-angel? Yeah,
Right.
I'm assuming.
That's
So, okay.
that is his DNA.
Damn, so if Miris is 2, then we're basically saying that Black Frieza is stronger than Mans.
But the
Oh,
way
Which is kind of OD.
shit, that's right.
Which is
But-
kind of OD.
But the way they be writing this shit, I would not be surprised if like Miris did not have that angelic level of power anymore just because he got fired. So I
That's
could
possible.
very easily see them saying that. Like, imagine if they went to talk to him or went to train with him or whatever reasoning, right? Maybe
Right.
they needed their own time chamber because Frieza hogging all of them or
Right.
something crazy like that. So I can see him being like, oh yeah, I might be able to step in and help because you know I want to. You got me motivated to, but I can't. I don't have the power that I did. I'm still strong, but I don't have that power. I can see that.
You low-key just made a whole ass debate now, low-key, just because if you're saying he got fired and that he lost power, then that means once you're an angel or like a god of destruction, you get like a boost of power to like excel everybody else almost.
I can see why you would think
wouldn't
that.
it wouldn't make sense for him to lose power just by getting fired from an angel unless like that's a thing.
Right.
It
You
wouldn't.
see what I'm saying?
It wouldn't, but it also doesn't even make sense for him to be fired in the first place because if all the angels were born angels and they're not mortals, you can't fire an angel from being what they are in their DNA.
angel.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like so that doesn't make sense either. So like that, it's like you said, like that debunks that. Like there's too much missing information for us to come up with a solid theory
Yeah,
right now.
there is. Yo,
So-
because if you think about it, right? Because that you're so right. There's so many unwritten rules that we don't even know about as far
Yeah.
as the angels and their come up. Like, okay, you're an angel, you get born as an angel, so by default you're already stronger than like all mortals off rip. And then
And another, no, go ahead.
and then as you grow up and I guess, you know, hone your shit or whatever, it is like, I guess from what we can deduce, you are next in line to essentially become an angel over some god of destruction or some shit, right? So then in this case, Miris relinquished that. So what Brandon is wondering is kind of valid because if that clause is to take place, then there has to be something written in the storyline for them to literally be like, okay, well, if this ever does happen, it's very rare, but if it ever does, in Miris' case, then yes, because you are now becoming one and among the mortals, even though you're not, then you have to be more balanced. So therefore, you're getting nerfed. That would make sense.
That would be crazy.
That would suck.
Crazy.
But that's, I mean, because Gods of Destruction, they can get directly involved, a little bit more hands-on, more than the angels can. From what we've seen, at least. But in Miras's case, I would like, even if like let's go with the assumption that he did get nerfed when he, like, you know, got demoted, right? To stay alive, to keep his fucking life, right? Then that would put him in a top 5 position, like off rip, because it's just like they would nerf him, but how much did they nerf him? Did they nerf him on Jackal levels of fucking nerfing? Okay,
oh my God.
Or did they nerf him where he would still be able to hang out with Goku and Vegeta? You know what I'm saying?
But like that's a whole nother thing though, because like it doesn't even sit right for me for them to take his power away. Like, and how would they go about doing that? Are they gonna put him into a machine, or the fucking wand's about to fucking?
Nah, you already know how they.
some...
All it is a dink. That's it. Everything's a fucking dink, just like this.
But that, like,
just like that.
you gotta understand that shit sounds crazy.
It's Dragon Ball. It's Dragon Ball, Brandon.
Listen, because he couldn't even try to fight that. It's
because it's true.
Fuck, you got me.
It's Dragon Ball, bro.
Yeah, but like if you want to think about it from a logical standpoint, it's like
it's Dragon Ball.
You can't.
If that's the case though, like, oh my God.
Just don't even put too much thought into it.
This is where my logical side comes.
I'm sorry. I know. But look, for everything that you're saying, you're not even wrong about. All those questions, valid questions. But I'm saving you the headache, literally.
Want to buy answers.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, that's why I would consider Miras in the top 5.
But so let's continue off that. We talked about the angels. Now Gods of Destruction. They got rules too. They got rules that we don't even understand. And you know why we don't understand them? Because they fucking told us a rule and then they waited a couple months and they said, oh yeah, remember that rule? Actually, it works like this. And then they didn't even give a fuck about that, because if you look back at the earlier episodes, it debunks the later theory. So what the fuck are they doing? Oh, you have no idea what I'm talking about? Let me enlighten you. They said that Hakai, the move that disintegrates somebody, can only be used on someone weaker than you. That's fine. Cool. Ding. Great. They got it. That move belongs to Gods of Destruction. That God of Destruction, that is not a person, that is a motherfucking title. Ooh. Somebody has to be granted God of Destruction. So, with that being said, only Gods of Destruction should be able to perform Hakai. And guess what? In the manga, Goku hit that shit on Merge Zamasu. He didn't finish it because he got distracted. However, he hit it, and it was working, and it was real. Goku was not a God of Destruction. Let's fast forward. Fast forward dumb far. Vegeta wants to do Hakai. Beerus tosses him something. Says, by the way, in order to be able to use the powers of destruction, you need to you gotta accessorize, my nigga.
Symbol.
You gotta put the earring on, okay? You gotta put that little bling bling
Hell
for your thing. Pause.
Ding. Oh.
But yeah. Where was Goku's? He didn't need that. You know why? Because everything Goku does, Vegeta can do 3 months later. But Vegeta needs extra rules and extra boundaries to get it done. Goku's just like, nah, I'm gonna hit that. Fuck
Goku's just the talented person, and Vegeta's just the nigga that needs to work.
Vegeta's on the formal shit.
So yeah, they just be forgetting about shit all the time. And like, look, like we talked about this very briefly last episode, but Vegeta went out of his way to go train on Yardrat, learn all this crazy spirit control nonsense, and he didn't use none of it. He did not use not a little bit of it. Meanwhile, Goku literally made his fucking spirit grow 10 sizes that day, and he did it more than once. They gave him Vegeta's powers because I feel like they wrote that whole arc, forgot about who they gave it to, and was like, yeah, Goku's got it.
Holy shit. That was great. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. 100%.
Just wow.
The rants.
That was not a rant. That was an informative.
I mean, it was a
Kai corner.
rant.
That shit, because like shit like that, it gets me tight. I don't. There's nothing else to say, and I said it too. Like, you know what? Fuck it. We're talking about Future Trunks. I didn't like Future Trunks. I still like. I'm okay with him now, but I don't know. Like, he's not among my favorite characters. I don't hate him by any means, but he's not among my favorite characters, and that's my personal opinion.
That's fine.
So, that's that, right? But now we're talking about who's gonna be top 5 in Universe 7, right? Trunks is not gonna be there. We all know that. He's just not gonna be there, and I'm sorry to say it, but he's not. And that's specifically just because he's not even in this timeline. He's not even being counted right now. So it's not fair. So we'll leave him out of the conversation.
That is no, you can't do that.
Exactly, you can't do that. So it's not even fair. So we're not gonna bring him up, right? But what I will bring up is that if we're gonna talk about Mirrors potentially being in there, if we're gonna talk about Black Frieza potentially, because you broke my whole fucking list. Thank you very much. So now we have a problem because we have Black Frieza, we have Mirrors, Granola.
Oh, for a limited time, yes.
For a limited time only, Granola before that nigga gets mashed. Okay,
right.
But he's up there, and we gotta remember that at the end of the day, he is a good guy. But what pisses me the fuck off is Granola's whole character, because I feel like we did not need his arc, we did not need his story, we didn't need any of that. I feel like what they tried to do with Granola was recreate Future Trunks. And I said that. And I said, you know what? Fuck Granola. They should have just kept Future Trunks. I said that.
You did.
They should have just kept him. They should have just worked with him. They should have worked with his Ikari form, everything he had. There were 2 Trunkses. They could have kept one of them in the other timeline and brought this nigga here. He could have trained with his kid self. Like, there could have been all types of shit. But no, they didn't. They didn't do none of that.
You know, it is okay. Well, so wait. Finish your list. You have 2 more.
Oh God. But yeah, but I was just
You're
I
gonna
was just throwing that out
Moro
there.
in your list?
Wait, what?
Wait, you're gonna incorporate? Wait, who are we talking about?
Now, top 5 strongest in Universe 7.
In Universe 7, right? Yeah. Yeah. So
I mean,
what's your list?
if we included those 3, like Black Frieza, Mirrors, and then Granola, let's go with Vegeta.
3.
It's because this is the. I'm sorry, Broly, but this is the Goku Vegeta show.
No offense taken. Listen,
it's the Goku
makes
Vegeta
sense. That's a list that makes sense. This is how you know I'm a real one, guys. Am I bitching and crying that Broly's not on the fucking list? No. Matter of fact,
to argue. Well, go ahead.
No, I was want to say I want to take Kai's list. Copy paste.
They would literally say, because if it was top 5 strongest, and if it was of all the universes, Broly's power level doesn't matter. They can literally sit there and say, you know what? Goku and Vegeta can sit there and say, you know what? Honestly, Broly's probably stronger than both of us. But with rules, that nigga's gonna kill someone, so he gotta sit on the bench.
Dude, educated as fuck.
Nah, but also what I was gonna kind of say to kind of argue whether Broly's kind of stronger than Vegeta or Goku to make it on the top 5 list. I wouldn't say that he's stronger than both of them, but what I will say is that in battle, if it's prolonged a certain amount of time,
yes,
and then Broly will become stronger than either of them just because of how he's built. But if Goku and Vegeta were to take it super serious and aim to kill essentially and put him down, that's when they're stronger than Broly. Because Broly operates completely different from both of them. He gains strength as the fight continues, as we know in the movie. Oh. So with knowing that, that is why he doesn't make the top 5 list, if that's your list, Kai. And I'll take your list
They could sit that man down. They could say exactly what I said about him being stronger, but he needs to be benched for all the ruling reasons. And then they could be like, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity for you to watch and learn some shit.
Dude, and that's why I love y'all. Because this shit is perfect. The way everything was put, the establishments, the realities, and the dose of Dragon Ball reality. Because that I can literally visually see that happening. Like, and that's crazy. Like, your list is now my list, number 1. Okay, number 2, while you were saying that, I was thinking like, okay, like what if we were to try to fit Broly into this? But the thing is, it doesn't really work because define strength, right? Strength is not just about like, oh yeah, I can push more than you. Brandon can bench more than me. He could probably squat more than me, right? But it's about what you can do with that, okay? So
how you can hold it back if you need to.
Yeah, right.
And right now, he's a loose cannon.
A part of I would like to believe what's good with strength is your control over it. Okay,
Yes.
and if you don't have that control, then it's like, what good really is it? Now, obviously, in the tense of like just raw, like, okay, if they were to go at it with like no restrictions, then yeah, I think the outcomes would probably be a little bit different. However, now that they've already fought this man, they know and should know better that second go round, all right, and if they're on a planet or if they're in a void space where they can't destroy anything around them, Broly needs to be put out ASAP.
ASAP. That's what I was saying before.
Because if they let him monkey see monkey do, they're the ones that's gonna put in their own lives at risk. So like Goku would have to tap into UI off rip.
Automatic.
Vegeta would have to go ego off rip.
Automatic.
Okay? And if they really didn't want to fucking play around, they would just fuse off rip and not take any chances. But
if we're gonna talk about 1v1s,
no, I know, but I'm just saying for the sake of argument, like
right.
I'm just trying to paint a picture for people because they need to understand, like, Broly is crazy. He was written in such a way where it's like, give him time in a fight. Yeah, you knock him down, yeah, you hit him back, but then it's almost as if like he is the better version of what Ultra Ego is. Like, I would like to see. Just to see it, and I'm sure it would be even, right?
Can you imagine Ultra Ego Broly?
Nah. Listen, I want to see Black Frieza hit Broly the same way he hit Goku and Vegeta. I want to see if Broly gets up. Cause if he gets up, I would take them both off, and I would put. All right, Broly's on there.
But that's something we talked about too. Is like you could put Broly in there if Frieza is written the way we need him to be.
Yeah.
Because Frieza can control Broly.
Oh my god.
Son. Yo, Broly.
That would be filthy.
That would be filthy. That would be filthy as shit. I mean, like, that would be dope. I hope, aside from this top 5 conversation, I do hope that at some point in the story, Broly gets to a point where he can control his power. Like, I really hope so. Like, you know, he has a couple leaks here and there, whatever. That's fine. But like, I hope that for his sake and the whole story overall, this man just becomes like somebody that's useful. Because, like you guys are saying, they cannot rely on him in a tournament setting. They can't rely on him in a setting where lives are at stake and people need to be protected. Because just because he's that strong does not mean he can go there on the front lines and actually, you know, do something like, you know, like okay, yeah, he can have great same man duties, right? He can handle that shit, clearly. He can handle like threats that are not really threats. Like someone from another planet tries to fucking take over. Broly would smash him. One shot, done. Send them off like Team Rocket, blasting off again, right? Just like that. And that's it. But then the second he fights somebody that is, you know, like gives him a little bit of a problem. But the real problem is what? Himself. That's how it is. Broly is basically like a raging Superman. He can literally probably get to be as strong as he wants to be, or can get to, realistically, because he's a fucking freak. He's a mutant. That's how he was born, written, all that. But if you take him out quick, then you're good to go. That's at least what the belief is. So, even that was vague.
Yeah.
Even that was vague. But hey, Dragon Ball, welcome. How can I help you? So, great discussion. That was great. Top 5. We haven't had a top 5 in a while, but now that's crazy. Like my scope of shit Brandon just woke
Shattered.
us up.
Facts.
Well, you see, that's just the universe 7 fucking top 5 list. But the question Damien asked was a universal top 5.
Right.
It was universal, so we don't know that list. But just simply because we don't know the universes that we haven't seen yet.
All right, so here's the okay. So let's talk about what we do know, because
it would have to be a top 5 based on what we discussed last time, where I said, remember the 4 universes that were exempt? Yeah, they're gonna pick the strongest nigga from each of those. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4. And since all this Black Frieza problem is happening, all
Black
that
Frieza.
bumped us, and then we're fitting in there as a 5th, and then Frieza would be the representative of this one.
That's kind of crazy having Frieza as the representative. Like,
I
no
mean,
Goku.
he got it though. They
That's
can't
crazy.
stop this man right now.
They can't, but it's crazy. You wouldn't think that necessarily.
Never would have thought.
You would think Goku's top 5, or at least the 5th spot in
And
universally.
how disrespectful would it be if Frieza put the 4 of them down?
bro,
Holy shit.
Power scaling the universes now. If they
Power
was
scaling
to
the
re-up
universes
that,
and Frieza put them down.
I need an update.
And he just walked away with it too, like casually.
I hope to God, that is an opening scene of a movie, right there.
Holy fuck.
Imagine if not. I don't care if it's a new movie or a new episode. When Super comes back, if they decide to fucking say, "Fuck the manga," I mean, we're gonna do that. But I'm just saying hypothetically, right? We get to that point where it's like Black Frieza, and he's like, "Oh, I want to put my power to the test, even though I know I'm the shit," right? He goes to these universes that were never explored. Because again, remember, he was a part of the Tournament of Power, so he was there when they said that these 4 universes are exempt, but these ones that are here now are obviously here to fight it out. And was it Universe 11 was the strongest, and then like 7 was like the weakest or some shit, or like second to weakest or something like that. So I would love to see how Universe 7 scales in comparison to all the other ones now, with like Black Frieza and like, Broly and Goku and like all that, Gohan as well, Orange Piccolo, all that shit, right? Take all that into a factor. I'd imagine Universe 7 gets bumped up a little bit on the tier list, right? However, going back to what you said, I need to see Black Frieza go into the universes that we did not see, that were exempt because they were stronger than all of them. And I need him to fuck them up. Decisively.
Stomp.
Decisively. I need Frieza to just not even just be the strongest in 7. I need him to be the strongest character in all the universes.
That's OD. That's
I need that shit to happen.
Nah, what would be very interesting is to see like Frieza fight Jiren again, to see where they
one shot. Nah, there's no.
That shit
There's
would be crazy.
Jiren. Yo, listen. I know there's a lot of people that fuck with Jiren. He getting shit on.
He's gonna be what they treated Hit as. Jiren's gonna be the new example to display someone's power. He's gonna get like one shot blown off.
It's gonna be
'Cause
embarrassing.
people are gonna be like, oh, Jiren, one shot? Like, yeah.
Nah, because
you
remember, we remember how Jiren fights pretty much. Nigga was like this half the time. But imagine,
he's not. He's gonna have no time to fucking concentrate.
He's not gonna be
no
like,
meditation.
That's the difference, though. That's
Nothing.
the difference, though. If they displayed that fight between both of them again, like a rematch almost, like he's gonna be very surprised, and he's gonna have like, if he's not gonna get one shotted, he's gonna have to like really bump up his power and take it mad serious, like to the extent of what we saw in the Tournament of Power.
Yup. Oh shit.
That would be crazy,
dude. Frieza as the greatest of all time, like, dude, this would. I said this already, but I'll say it again because it needs to be known. Frieza, this is the first character I feel like villain wise in like the history of villains that exist in everything that have a second chance to put themselves above all the other top villains out there.
This is like his 5th chance.
Okay, no, well, you get what I mean though, like.
Yeah, I do.
Cause like cause like they brought him back, they did Golden Frieza and all that shit, right? But this time, this feels like this is their attempt at really solidifying him as the top guy, point blank. Like, the villain of villains, bro. That's crazy. Like, Frieza, bro. We're going back. This is the show that inspired your big three, that then inspired everything else. And now here it is 30 fucking years later, and Frieza is still at the fucking top, bro. Fuck everybody else, man. I'm all for Team Frieza. Black Frieza out here. And I hope he's hiding other shit too. I hope there's other shit.
He's definitely hiding some type of special moves. 100%. You can't just get a new form and not have something new.
Yeah, well, guess what? If doing what Kai suggested, if Frieza gets if he got some fucking magic powers or some shit, mind control, and we see Broly on his side, if he gets Broly,
It's a wrap.
it's a wrap.
Imagine if he gets Broly and gives him some type of armor type shit.
Oh my god, like they do the Z
Saiyan battle
Broly
armor.
super.
He doesn't need not necessarily like the entirety of it. It would be new. It would be fresh.
Yeah, I know, but are you referring to the gold? You
Oh my god.
No.
the green
Yo,
light.
give him the bling.
Give him the fucking bling, bro. Now imagine if the bling.
I really do love that fit though. Old Broly fit slaps.
Z
Oh,
Broly,
yeah.
yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that shit was amazing.
He was dripped.
Yeah.
He was dripped. Oh my god. See, I love. Listen, that motherfucker did made no sense, but I still love him.
Nope.
I still got love for him. He dripped out in that department, clean.
We call him Devil Broly.
Ooh, Akuma, Goki no Broly. Yeah, no, he would no. That's if dude, I'm telling you, if Frieza builds that army, I think honestly if you really think about it, he wouldn't have a problem doing it. Dude, his army needs to be the non-canon villains, bro. Except, they'd be better. Like,
Yeah.
better versions.
Yeah.
That would be fucking amazing. Like, so ridiculous. Dude, this is next level thinking, and this is where I get myself mad, because I'm like, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
This is where I get myself so mad, because, like, dude, the opportunity is right there. They could literally do everything that they did with Broly, where, like, on a marketing and promotional standpoint, they have the Broly movies coming now. So what do? They re-release the Bardock special, the Broly 1, and Fusion Reborn. 1 special and 2 films put in theaters. Now imagine that for all the other ones. To hype up all these people that was getting acquired by Frieza. Imagine Frieza finds Bojack, recruits Cooler, recruits another Android 13.
Nah, we need Janemba.
Janemba, Hirudegarn. Yo, he got somebody
Yo,
for
chill.
something, bro.
Yeah, you gotta chill on that list. a
Yo,
little
chill.
bit.
Dude, I'm
You
telling
just named
you.
all the non-canon movies.
That's what I'm saying. He recruits
Lord
all of
Slug,
them.
bro. We need Lord Slug.
I don't care. And somehow Turles is in this
Turles, I was
fucking
gonna say Turles.
I would only the only non-canon heroes I would accept, or villains I would accept, is like Janemba, fucking kind of Bojack. I'm not like a Bojack heavy type of
Bojack-
fan or anything
I
like that.
I just like
He's
when they can
cool.
fit shit in and it makes sense. And I
Yes.
feel like Bojack's story was cool enough. I was like,
Yeah, that's
got
what
it.
I like. His story was acceptable. Like I fucked with the movie a little bit because of the setting.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And of course, Teen Gohan. I gotta give my man some respect in the orange gi.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan 2.
That was the
The one
few
time he
times.
didn't disrespect the
Right.
orange key.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it's between those two for sure, and then
I need Cooler and Janemba.
Cooler is 100%. Cooler and Janemba gotta be definite.
Cooler needs to be Frieza's like right beneath Frieza is him. That's my only rule. Everybody else, I don't care where they're at. But honestly, the thing I do care about is that if he is gonna do this recruiting, making like they gotta give all these characters the Broly treatment. They gotta really make them matter, stand out, be different enough, and fucking be on some like
You want You want Frieza to create a paranormal liberation front.
You know, if that
Yes.
happens, you know if that happens, it's most definitely gonna start a whole war within Dragon Ball series.
That's the
That would now
war.
now a war would be crazy. A war would be crazy. But I feel like a war wouldn't happen. I feel like they would low-key have to do like another mini time skip for a war to even brew up, because
That's
like, and the
fine.
reason
What's one more?
why I even say that is because like we need to figure out the fucking Z fighters.
Yeah, but no, wait. But see, you don't really need a time skip. You wanna know why? Because Dragon Ball's so popular. They're trying to make it last. They're trying to make it the new One Piece, right? You don't
They
need
are.
a time skip. This whole army idea, this can take years to really see happen, for all we know, right? We can have so many arcs that build up the characters, that they have little setups to even you know, like get people like excited for whenever like this big fucking like war happens, or however way they decide to do it, bro. There's so many different ways they could do this shit, but the whole point is that they don't need a time skip, and they absolutely don't need to rush anything, because like, how do you solidify a villain to really being the greatest? They last a long time. They do things that make themselves, that give themselves feats that back up why they're in those positions, okay? And the fact that this guy, if he potentially goes and recruits an army of his own so that he doesn't have to do all the fucking fighting, because for himself, he is satisfied to know that at any point he could do it.
Right.
But he's Frieza. He doesn't want to get his hands dirty, right? He's at least embarrassed them enough, right? And we're going to see that too. I want him to fucking embarrass them. I want Frieza to literally embarrass them, maybe kill a couple people, whatever, just so that they feel that he is not to be fucked with no more, that they can't look at him the same way like they used to. Like, I remember when fucking in GT, when Goku went to fucking hell and beat him and Cell, like it was nothing. Like it was, and he did that by himself. Come on, man. That's literally all. That's all I want. That's all I want. I need this shit to be like, his new legacy starts now, and that shit gonna be fucking crazy. So I can't wait.
Yeah, no, a war would change Dragon Ball as a whole. No, like that would low key be fire, especially the build up. But kind of what I was saying earlier, like I would definitely want like Goten and Trunks to be involved for sure. Like whether it's Gotenks fused because they're not strong enough individually, that's fine.
It's
but
fine. We need adult Gotenks anyway.
Yeah,
this is the perfect debut for him.
We still need to see that, number one. But also, number two, most importantly, I feel like if the Z Fighters understand there's a war brewing because Frieza's having an army and shit, and Goku and Vegeta understand that they're gonna need help to defeat them, then that means Gohan and then Piccolo and everybody else or whatever is gonna have to train seriously. So that fucking means, for Gohan's sake, he's gonna have to put the books down and train daily, 24/7, around the fucking clock. No excuses type shit, man.
Right.
I tell you to do 500 push-ups, you're doing 500 fucking push-ups. Top G shit. Nah, but yeah, but the war would definitely change the Dragon Ball franchise and make it it would evolve it for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like Naruto got one, One Piece got one.
Oh,
I mean, Dragon Ball needs one. Because we haven't really necessarily had an entire
Bleach
war.
is about to have its
Bleach
anime for
is
it.
gonna have
the
it
1,000-year
back, like-
Blood War arc. Shout out.
Right.
Oh.
So exactly.
Only on
so-
Disney.
Only on Disney.
Right.
Right. But that's fucking sick. Yeah. Oh, well, we'll see. That shit could be structured literally similar to how like Tournament of Power was, because there was all these universes going at it at the same time, and they just like went from like perspective to perspective. You know what I'm saying? So either way, I think that about wraps it up for this one, right?
Yeah. That was good.
So I guess hit us up on Patreon. right? Shouts to
Bro,
the
I'm
Patreon.
getting tight. How we do this shit? I had no idea what the fuck we were gonna talk about today.
Dude, this is how
We're
we
already
are.
done.
Full power,
We're already
out
done.
of
Like, what the
control. How it goes?
fuck? We don't plan nothing.
That's how, dude. That's how, we're pros at this, okay? Professionals. But we need to get paid like professionals, okay? So help us out. Patreon, Full Power Podcast. Over on the Patreon, link in the description. You want to hear your name at the end, which is what we're about to do. Thanks for the reminder, self. Yeah, hit us up. Full Power Podcast over on the Patreon page. And then if you have any business inquiries or fan art, or you have a comment, a question, or a concern, maybe a future topic that you might want to hear in future episode, then definitely hit us up at fullpowerpod@gmail.com. That is fullpowerpod@gmail.com. And then there's a Twitter. I'm on Twitter at fullpowerpod. So let's get these Patreon shoutouts out the way. This is for tier 3 and up. Okay. So, shoutouts to our boy, Jerick Rivera. Shoutouts to Lewis Barnett. I think Lewis put his last name in there. Last time it was just Lewis.
You want the full announcement?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, shout out. Oh wait, what happened?
He switched it up.
He switched it up. He heard the last one. He was like, oh shit, I put my whole name out there.
Right.
All right, shout outs to Soul Awakens. And last but not least, give it up from the land of the rising sun.
Oh, damn.
The man that's out the fridge and drinking it all in. Juice. That's our boy Juice.
Yo.
Now, the funny thing is about Juice, right? I guess I'll say this now. This man wants to be on here. And as a homie, I mean, I've known this man for fucking a decade. So we're going to have to figure that one out. But yeah, he's clearly a fan. Yeah, he supports us on Patreon and all that. But yeah, he listens in all the time. He'd be hitting me up and he'd be like, yo, when y'all said this.
I can picture him saying that shit.
That's right. Juice is the man. So he would, and I thought about it. I'm like, he would be a great addition to this because Juice, it blends in with the norms, like the normies, the casuals, right? And then he does, and what he does, and he Juice is educated because even though he can fall for bullshit, but then he comes to me and he asks questions.
He says, man, head ass or nah?
Right. Right. That's what Juice does. So yeah, so that's what he would be. He would ask questions here. He'd be like, so what about this? And then he don't challenge it if he really doesn't get it. And that's all right. That's how people gotta be. They gotta be a little bit more open. Right? So anyway, that's about it for this week's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Brother, is there anything you want to leave at home with people?
Stay fresh, stay clean. No head assery.
Please.
Please. Please. That's how bad it is. You know, we come polite. We said please.
At the same time. Kai-san, what about you?
Oh, man. I'm dying to hear some of these top 5 lists. So like, go ahead, specify if you want to leave your list for top 5 in all the universes, top 5 in universe 7. Do you want to include the fucking manga? Because if you don't, then it's a completely different list. All 5 of them, low key. But yeah, it's definitely crazy as fuck. So I mean, keep your comments in check, keep your primal lights in check, and please no head ass, please. Don't
embarrass yourself in the comments with your top 5s if you don't include the manga. I don't want to hear none of that shit. we shouldn't even be asking for that. Like a cat.
Yo,
I'm
Brandon,
not asking
Black
for it,
Frieza
but
is
people
part
are
of
gonna
that.
do it anyway.
About what?
Black Frieza is part of the manga, though.
Oh, I understand.
Right.
I'm saying I don't want no top 5 list outside of that.
Oh. Okay.
Like that shit don't even. That's irrelevant at this point.
Okay.
Low key, yeah.
It's literally between Kai's list and my list. If we're gonna include fucking Miris and
Granola.
and Granola. If we're not
'cause my
including
list
them,
is
then
a
it's my
huge
list.
What if?
Yeah.
It's literally so if these motherfuckers in the comments be saying some bullshit, I don't even know.
Well, so to make it easier, this is the last thing I'll say. To make it easier, when you think about your lists, guys, if you are commenting them right now or whatever, I would just have the assumption that the manga arcs will have an anime adaptation, if that helps. Okay? Because again, reminder, there's no way that's like they're gonna miss out on that, because they haven't been seen in any official capacity when it comes to the games merchandising and whatnot.
Because they're waiting.
They're waiting, exactly. So keep it like that, all right? And make sure you're liking, share, subscribe, hitting us up, and all of the things that we just mentioned before. In the description will be all the links so that y'all can continue to support us and whatnot. It's been your boy, Ooch, the lethal one, brother Ooch, and the homie of all the times, Tycast-san. And have yourselves a great one. May the power protect you, right here on this channel. Stay safe, stay clean, stay inside. We'll see you guys next time.